What's happening, y'all? Coach Holloway coming back after a long summer break. Wanted to talk about some things from Week One, Falcons versus Bucs. Some things that I like from the Falcons and dislike from the Falcons that they need to improve on. So I'll let you know right now. The first thing that sticks out to me was Michael Penix's performance, win or loss. In particular, his handling of the blitz. So I showed here on this play, which is actually the touchdown play, where the pressure's coming from. You got a backside corner and a nickel blitz, which actually leaves the middle linebacker here, which is Savakia Dennis, in one-on-one with Bijan Robinson. Because of that, it leaves him in a position to make a one-on-one tackle with Bijan, which is hard to do, but he don't really get much of a move on him, and he just this goes a part of what Bijan's offseason workout was, working on that acceleration. But going back to Penix, I want y'all to see his thinking process here. See, he's eyeing Pitts first on that backside over. Then he's able to read where the blitz is coming from and throw to the blitz and get this one-on-one right here. So there's acceleration work. So right here, he's got a nickel and a middle linebacker coming in. He's already sent Pitts in motion, and just immediately, just from the look, he automatically looks at Pitts and knows that his guy's going to be free or he's going to be on a one-on-one away from the blitz. That's something that you'll see veteran quarterbacks do, but he already knows from this point on where the blitz is coming from and where the ball should go. I should also add while we're on the topic, but he did a great job the other day setting up his pass protection too. That's another key important for quarterbacks, but you had everybody covered up on this five-man blitz, and that's important along with where you're going with the football. So excellent job by him on that. Here he's got a blitz coming from two backers and the nickel here. And I bet you he already knows pre-snap where he's going to go. And what you're going to see here is a drag route from Ray McLeod. And right here, right before the break, the ball already out. It's already there. And then I want you to look at this from the pocket too, because he throws this. Look at all these bodies coming at him, and he just stands in there. Didn't really step out there, but that's his regular throwing and footwork motion. So despite all these bodies coming at him, he's still going regular and still putting it where it needs to go without backing up. Moving on defensively, I thought we had real good coverage discipline with alignment and assignments, especially early in the game. But our guys were able to get people in space and be able to pass off and to hold on to their assignments throughout coverage, like on this play with this cover one. All right, I let the ball snap. All right, and you see here already these receivers are going to their breaks, but they all covered. And so it causes Baker Mayfield to have to scramble. Same here, but this time it's on a cover six, zone coverage. They did a lot of zone early in the game and then went more man later, but still the discipline was the same. Everybody had their assignments, and Baker had nowhere to go except to run upfield. Now, they did cost us later in the game with the total rushing numbers, but the thing was, on the backside, we were good. I also saw a lot more confidence and aggressiveness when jumping routes, jumping the football, especially with these guys. We got especially our rookies like Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman, but their attitude is kind of looks like it's kind of taking over on the defense because there was a lot of guys trying to do more aggressive things than they did last year. So Xavier can show you just on this play right here as I highlight him. Watch him jump this corner right here. And he may have been trying to get the incompletion, maybe not the interception, but the fact that he jumped on it right quick, right as the ball was coming out, that shows the aggressiveness I'm talking about. And the ball hawk mentality didn't spread to other positions. So here you got our new linebacker, Divine Diablo, dropping back in his zone and feeling the dig behind him. So he flips his hips to the inside, which this is key because even DBs make this mistake where they flip that hips outside and allow the receiver to get position on him underneath. But for him to flip toward the quarterback, that's impressive for a backer. Now this here is Watts in a position that I like him playing that cover one robber role. And again, he sees a dig coming at him, and he already jumps it, and he had his hands on it. He just did not catch it. But this is the kind of stuff that we got to get later in the season if we want to win games and make the playoffs. That's the kind of stuff we got to capitalize on. And so now on to a player who really needs to have a big season this year, AJ Terrell. With all the changes we've had and draft picks we had at the pass rusher position, I wanted him to be more aggressive. And this play is a sign of that because he's going in again on a dig, deep dig, and he's able to get there. And our run game had a decent day. I think Baker Mayfield's scrambles kind of changed the numbers a little bit, but we were handling things. But Devon Diablo, I just did not expect him to have this much impact this quick. But him, here we go, taking on blocks and making stops. But there was a lot of key plays in the run game that he was able to stop with some help up front because our interior with Ruka and Zach Harrison and David Onyemata, they were able to get occupy blocks. But him being able to get off the blocks himself, that is a good sign early on, until we can get this thing to gel a little bit better. But, I'm just running through the plays here. But as you can see, he was very impactful in a lot of key plays. Just look at him taking on the blocks there. So here we get on to the dislikes, things that didn't go well, things that we need to correct going forward in the season if we want to win. Big thing was we didn't connect on any of our deep passes. We only threw three of them all game that went 20 yards in the air, and there just wasn't the cohesion that you would have wanted in a game like this. But like this play here, this perfect coverage. I ain't denying that. He tried to take a shot here, and Drake wasn't able to get free, and I don't know. I don't think he was separating anyway. And this one made me mad because there's literally 11 seconds left in the game. This should have been a touchdown here. You have a go right here with an outside break, and the DB doesn't cover it as good as he's supposed to. And the ball, the trajectory, it should have been a reception. This should have been a TD. And the thing was, this happened right before the missed field goal that happened later, which y'all know about. Our run game was horrific, and Vita Vea was the main reason. So, against guys not named him, we got to be able to get a push, especially up the middle of the field. But you see him being disruptive here, knocking back Chris Lindstrom, an All-Pro. I also didn't like this play because you got Kyle Pitts lead blocking, and yeah, just that ain't happening. But here, same situation. You got him being disruptive in the blocking scheme, and we're not able to get more than just 4 yards on this. But a rewind also without center Ryan Newsel. I'd like to see him get to the second level and get to a backer and find work because when we can do that, we can hit longer runs. But to this point, this run right here, this is actually the longest run of the game. Where look, he's still on the block, he still gets there, but he just happens to be pushed by his teammates to get 6 yards. 6 yards. That's it. That's the longest run we had all game. Now this one hurt me because this is this is my favorite player on defense. He's been the best defensive player we done had in the last couple of years. But his risking gambling method of cheating on coverage, that can come back to bite you sometimes, especially against veteran quarterbacks. Like him jumping here when he should have had this. This was a too high right here, and he goes and misses it, and then Cade Otton runs the wrong route. He should have just kept the seam right there. That's where Baker was throwing it, but that could have been a big touchdown by them. And of course, this one that they do get, he jumps up here, and Devon Diablo's got this over the middle, this over route, and then you got Egbuka by himself with Mike Hughes. They blame Mike Hughes for it, but I mean honestly, he was out there by himself, and he was so loose in his coverage because he thought Bates was going to be in the middle. But anyways, that's a little bit of the likes and dislikes I got from this game, Week 1. Let me know your thoughts, and hopefully they get this thing cleaned up for the Vikings next week and for the rest of the season. Thank you.